Ghana Info TV suni busa for Ghana Info TV the trending news the koso ama hodo so na bo wan be so mo Ghana Info TV suni ne ba ko bia betoma e trendy pan kofo bebrenade o madwon hwe fa ho etuk social media ne so enu ntine wo be kam ho ya kwako TV ba na so ansa na kwako TV no be so be like be share no subscribe do adwon hwe to comment section as menya bra be kan area ma.
In a taxi, somebody who openly on camera says obetumi abo pa am yekubi, it is a dangerous statement and we will take it up. With all due respect, Twene Jonas can decide not to act. It is his own decision. And I don't have a problem with him. But as I live in America, people like that are not supposed to be on the streets, especially people like that who drive taxis. They're dangerous. So we have taken it upon ourselves to reach out to the taxi union of this New York. We are going to write official statement for this man to be taken off taxi. He should not be able to drive taxi. And some rules are supposed to apply. That's what I'm saying, say. Twene Jonas is a different individual. He can decide to take action or decide not to take action. That one, it is decision. But as far as I live in America, I will make sure that this old man who is 65 years, a Ghanaian living in America. Now let's listen to this man and the words that came out of his mouth. Also a taxi driver. So we are taking it upon ourselves for people like that to be taken off the streets. Taxi no or say a unified taxi. Sir, in summer or can we have to make sure such a person is not walking on the streets of New York. I've lived in New York before for about 7 years, and I know what I'm talking about. This is the old man and Twene Jonas.
Jonas, Monsieur, will make my $500. I'm here, but the problem is that material. Yes, when you put them the year, Jonas, I put you in the we are winning in chat. We hear the 2 months. Yo, Samima Yabonia, catch them, Papa, and Anemia, I do we away. Yet the boy could be something in a temple. Champagne.
Now, I just want to say this. Even in America, and with all due respect, I am not going to defend Twene Jonas on his statement or his remarks. No, because nobody should defend me on my statement or my remarks. Twene Jonas, he knows what he's doing. He's not a kid. He lives in America. He pays his own bills. He takes care of his own business. His remarks are his remarks. He has the right to defend his remarks. You get what I mean? I'm not going to sit here and defend Twene Jonas what he has to say or what he doesn't have to say. He's a grown-ass man. He knows his decisions. Now, for this man to make it look like, say, one or no, because you see, you might think the statement he made, a vague statement. It is not. Say, met my bopa $500. Emma ubi take you life. Na mean that statement, you can go to court. You will have to defend yourself. Now, my issue now is for a 65-year-old man, or a Ghanaian. Say our problem with Twene Jonas words are here. That is his own problem. But to go further to say you were a cab driver, uchi taxi. Now over to my bopa $500. That means that the probability so you be paying high. Listen to me. Say utumika say ubetuma bopa $500 Twene Jonas atwachnia. Now it means say the probability of you why be done it is high. So it is not you justifying it because but if he's using words you don't like, it is your problem. In America, Krampona Yetihano, you see people go after presidents, harsh words. People go after senators. People go after congressmen. Nobody has been able to stand on the streets of New York as a taxi driver to say, I can put $500 on your head for you to be taken care of, but I will not do it. That statement is a threat, and it's a threat to any person who sits in this man's taxi. Because it can be so one day he will end up exchanging words with somebody in his taxi, and then he will make sure that that person is killed. The statement he made was against me, but as somebody who lives here, I think this old man who is 65 years does not deserve to be driving cab. Now, Sanka bo bra papa bi wo wiase na wote a. So obet in America no say enye bra na ediebu ebu abowa. Enya enkwasi abrana obebo ya 65 years uchi taxi wa America. 65 years. Sen kanya Jimmy na obetina ha Jimmy ye nanka obo bra ye. Enanka Ghana na wunsuro se obekwa akwu a. De nanka 65 years otina ha. Eka said yen uchi taxi a won ferry. Enya nkwasi abrana obebo ya. Enya sansa abrana obebo ya. Enya Ghana na asay na usuro se obekwa koreta wo ha. Nanka de nanka at age 65. Onam New York ebragi se oya taxi driver won ferry. Are you not ashamed? And your time. It is a Twene Jonas Crampo use harsh words against leaders in Ghana. Say, Omoman your man ye na paying total jiminity sawo. Utumi coffee eko trafie because make us say yari a theatre or to usro se oko Ghana. Now watch me and sa ubewu. In your act of advising the young man, you were threatening the young man. We are going to send a formal complaint to TLC. We are going to call them tomorrow. We will add this video and let them know. And there are other platforms in New York. We are going to push this video. Put the translation on it. For people in New York to know that this man does not deserve to drive cab, taxi in New York or a dangerous. He's threatening to murder somebody in a jovial way. And you see, when it comes to threat, there's no joke in threats. Anytime I start to make a will say me chum na papa we ka say Twene Jonas metum the nipa mama obia boutu because of $500 but me nya I will let the police arrest him because my life is at stake because of the Twene Jonas so no anya kura or the bayo before and the probability say why yes it is there so they need to run checks on this man. I am not going to hold brief for Twene Jonas. What he does a no decision. Whatever he says, he's a grown-ass man. He's over 18 years. I am also a grown man. I am 18 and over. So I can defend my utterances. And so as he. But for this old man at age 65, for you to stand in front of a police station to tell another person living on this soil, say you can just put $500 on his head into Ochina. Nyamin pengu. Na Twene Jonas, Bibiatona, you are a prime suspect. You have to rot in jail and die. You have to be taken to court. You need to be jailed. Now, Mr. S, get me the screenshot of his face. And I'm going to send this message. And this is something that we need to be doing often. And this man, and like I started saying, Twene Jonas can decide not to take any action. I respect his decision. But as I live on this land and I do business in New York, I'll take action. And I'll have to make sure TLC, the Taxi Union of New York, they call this man and tell him not to sit behind any steer as a commercial driver or a dangerous to every American citizen. Because the utterances alone, the probability it is high. Enti, Mr. S, get me a screenshot of his face. I think I have it, Mr. S. Mr. S, don't worry, I have it. Now, this man, I don't know his name, but I know by tomorrow we will get his full name. We will get his address. I know we will be able to pull out where he lives. We will let everybody know where he lives and the kind of person he is. We know we are going to get a lot of people showing information about this man. The authorities to deal with him. This man is a dangerous man on the streets of New York. And if you know any friend in New York who is a taxi cab, anybody who basically picks taxis a lot in New York, I have a lot of friends who basically park their cars and commute with taxis. If you know anyone on the streets of New York who basically purchases taxis a lot, you need to understand this man is a taxi cab driver. He's 65 years old, a Ghanaian living here. I don't know whether he's a citizen. He basically is threatening another Ghanaian on the streets of New York that he can just put a $500 bounty on his head and he'll be taken off the streets. This man is dangerous to every American. And the TLC needs to know that when people like these, the kind of intentions and the kind of utterances they make, People like these are not supposed to be aligned or associated with the New York Taxi Association. So if you live in New York, if you are a friend to anybody who is a taxi driver, this gentleman has to be taken off the street. He does not have to be a cab driver in New York City. We are going to officially send an email to make sure he's taken off the streets of New York. This guy sounds like a psychopath. You might think he's joking. He isn't. And he has put every single American's life at risk. He just told this man he can spend just $500 for him to be taken off the street, technically for him to be killed, all because he does not support the kind of language he uses against the leadership in Ghana. The gentleman has the right to speak his mind. This is America. He has the right to free speech. So for another person living on this land to walk to him, to make such a statement, it is not just against the young man, but it is against every single American who bought taxi in New York City. So we will make sure this man is taken off the streets of New York. He never gets a commercial.
You didn't say me for a trend of social media, so I'm a couple bano, and I'll be some more Ghana TV. So now, if you never subscribe, no, I should not subscribe. I don't try to comment section as me, back in kind area, mom.